Sometimes, the smartest people in the room are the ones you least expect. Number 8. Here's a little known truth about some of the greatest minds in history. They didn't just work harder. They napped. Not the kind of nap where you vanish for hours, but a short, deliberate reset lasting just 10 to 20 minutes. Science tells us that in this brief pocket of rest, your brain begins weaving connections it would completely miss if you stayed awake. While the rest of the world powers forward on caffeine, your mind slips into a quiet workshop, matching puzzle pieces from memories, thoughts, and experiences that, moments earlier, seemed unrelated. A study found that people who took quick naps performed significantly better at solving complex problems than those who stayed awake all day. And history offers some colorful proof. Salvador Dali, the surrealist painter who made dreams visible, and Albert Einstein, the man who bent the very idea of time, both swore by creative naps. They even had a peculiar technique, holding a small object in their hands so that, as they drifted into deeper sleep, it would fall and wake them. That fragile state between wakefulness and dreaming is a goldmine. Those seconds are when the mind spins out bizarre, brilliant ideas that full wakefulness might never allow. Meanwhile, others are gulping down their fifth coffee, desperate to stay alert, while your brain is quietly rewiring itself. And you don't need much. About 13 minutes is enough to unlock these genius-level benefits. The secret is timing. Nap during that natural mid-afternoon energy dip and keep it short. Go past 20 minutes and you risk waking up foggy instead of focused. Number 7. If you've ever been told to snap out of it while staring off into space, take it as a compliment. Science shows that frequent daydreamers often score higher on both intelligence and creativity tests. Why? Because your brain is so powerful. It refuses to be chained to a single thought at a time. Picture owning a supercomputer capable of running multiple programs simultaneously. On the outside, you might look distracted, eyes glazed, mind elsewhere. But internally, your brain is running at high speed, pulling together fragments from past experiences, quietly solving problems you haven't consciously recognized, and stitching together innovative solutions. This is thanks to something called the default mode network, a system in your brain that fires up when your thoughts wander. Think of it as a backstage crew, working unseen, preparing everything your conscious mind is too busy to handle. Have you ever had a brilliant idea while showering, driving, or cooking? That's your daydreaming brain at work. Scientists say these moments aren't distractions at all. They're signs of a mind efficient enough to juggle multiple threads without dropping them. It's like running an internal flight simulator, running countless what-if scenarios so you're prepared for whatever real life throws your way. Number 6, some people think sarcasm is nothing but attitude. In truth, it's a mental gymnasium and a clear sign of serious cognitive strength. When you hear a sarcastic remark, your brain has to process two meanings at once, the literal words and the hidden intent. Then, it must figure out why those meanings clash. It's like cracking a riddle where the answer is the opposite of what you first hear. Take the phrase, wonderful, here comes Monday. Again. Instantly, your brain flips the meaning. It's not great at all. That split-second reversal forces your mind to switch perspectives in record time. And research shows this mental workout boosts creativity. Each sarcastic exchange is essentially a weightlifting set for your problem-solving abilities. Of course, timing is everything. Drop sarcasm during a job interview, and it might explode in your face. Think of it as hot sauce. Just enough makes the dish interesting, but too much and it burns. People often misread the mental agility behind sarcasm as arrogance or rudeness. They see the eye roll but miss the brain roll, the rapid, layered processing behind it. It's like watching a chess master make a strange move without realizing they're mapping out 10 moves ahead. Number 5. There's a state of mind where you become so absorbed in what you're doing that the rest of the world simply disappears. Scientists call it flow, and it's one of the clearest signs that your brain is performing at its absolute peak. Think about the last time you got so caught up in a task that you forgot to eat or looked up to find the sun had already set. That's not absent-mindedness, that's your mind hitting the perfect rhythm. Like a race car taking every curve at just the right speed. In flow, your brain rewards you with a cocktail of feel-good chemicals. Dopamine, endorphins, a natural reward signal from your brain for being deeply engaged. Some of history's brightest minds were infamous for losing hours this way, because in that state, time simply stops being relevant. And this isn't just for Nobel Prize-winning research or groundbreaking art. You can hit flow while tending your garden, playing an instrument, or even organizing your sock drawer. The trick? You can't manufacture flow. If you're clock watching, you've already lost it. Flow is the brain's way of telling you this is exactly where you're meant to be right now. Number 4. We usually think of procrastination as a flaw, but for some of the greatest minds in history, it's been a secret weapon. When you're avoiding a big task, your brain doesn't just sit idle. It keeps working on the problem quietly in the background. It's like letting meat marinate before cooking. Time allows the flavors to deepen. Leonardo da Vinci was famous for this. He would start painting, abandon it for months to tinker with flying machines or study anatomy, then return to the canvas with fresh eyes and better ideas. When you finally do tackle the task you've been avoiding, you often bring sharper insight than if you'd forced it earlier. That's because your brain has been quietly connecting dots while you were busy doing something else. And as the deadline approaches, that pressure can actually ignite creativity. Your brain's turbo mode saying, "All right, now it's game time." The trick is to procrastinate productively. Instead of doom scrolling on social media, handle smaller, related tasks. Can't write the report? Organize your notes? Can't solve the equation? Review the formulas. These side missions keep your mental engine running while your subconscious does the heavy lifting. Number 3. Picture this. You're at a restaurant with a massive menu. Your friend scans once and orders. You, on the other hand, are still thinking. Comparing dishes, weighing past experiences, calculating how each choice will fit into your plans, even factoring in what the chef is known for. Some people see this and think, wow, you're slow. But what's really happening is a kind of mental chess. Beginners look at the next move. Masters play out the whole game in their heads. Studies have found that people who take longer to make decisions tend to be right more often. That's because your brain is running a complex simulation, analyzing, predicting, eliminating. It's not indecision, it's precision. Sure, in a world that prizes speed, slow decision-making can look like hesitation. But the truth is, your brain is burning more energy than usual in those moments. Sifting through variables most people don't even notice. You're not overthinking. You're outthinking. And more often than not, that's exactly why you win. Number 2. For some people, ordinary tasks feel like watching paint dry. Not because they're lazy, but because their brains are processing information so efficiently that the pace of normal life feels painfully slow. It's like forcing a race car to crawl through rush hour traffic. The engine wants to roar, but there's nowhere to go. Highly intelligent minds need more stimulation to stay engaged. Without it, boredom sets in fast. Research suggests fast-processing brains tend to spike dopamine when faced with novelty and challenge. That's why they're constantly seeking the next puzzle, the next mountain to climb. But to the outside world, this restlessness can look like distraction, or worse, laziness. History is full of examples. Thomas Edison was considered a difficult student, not because he lacked ability, but because his mind raced far ahead of the lessons. These people aren't broken. They're simply running at a different speed. Their brains are connecting dots others don't even see. And when given the right fuel, meaningful, challenging problems, they can sprint miles ahead of the pack. Number 1, imagine walking into someone's workspace and seeing a studio full of works in progress. Sketches, notebooks, prototypes, all abandoned midstream. To most people, this screams lack of follow-through. But in reality, it can be a sign of intense curiosity and high creative output. Think of the mind as a fireworks display. Every new idea is a burst of light, demanding attention before the next one explodes. Leonardo da Vinci, arguably one of history's greatest minds, left behind hundreds of incomplete works. His notebooks are filled with half-drawn inventions and partial sketches, many of them centuries ahead of their time. Research shows that people who juggle multiple projects often score higher in divergent thinking, the ability to approach problems from many angles. They're not failing to finish. They're collecting experiences. Each unfinished project leaves behind skills, insights, and fragments that can be combined later into something groundbreaking. The magic often happens when one project finally holds their focus long enough to finish. In that moment, they bring the weight of all those past explorations with them, creating something richer than if they'd stuck to just one path from the start. So the next time you, or someone you know, do something that others dismiss as laziness, distraction, or indecision, remember this list: napping, daydreaming, sarcasm, losing track of time, procrastinating, overanalyzing, getting bored easily, or leaving projects unfinished. These aren't necessarily flaws. In the right context, they're signals. Signs that your brain is playing a deeper, longer game than most people realize. Because sometimes the smartest people in the room are the ones nobody sees coming.